In today's video, I'm going to show you how to improve your weighted pull-up drastically by one simple step. I'm going to show you some other stuff that you can work on to really get the most out of your weighted pull-up and to drastically increase your pulling strength, which will serve you very well for the front lever development, your one arm chin up development, and so on and so forth. So we need a good weighted pull-up, and today we're going to show you the most important step, which is quite funny to me because I've been yammering on about this depression for so goddamn long, but it seems that still some people didn't get it just right. So in today's video, we're going to show you the most important thing you can do to really improve your weighted pull-up. Before I tell you the secret to getting that weighted pull-up up to 60 and 70 kgs, if training is your life, if you identify with that, if training is really like that important to you, if you really want to be the best, if you want to help others to become the best and become a coach, then really make sure to catch this webinar. So click the link right here below this video and sign up for the webinar where I'm going to show you some of the most amazing stuff that I learned during the past 10 years that can help you and your friends drastically to have amazing progress with your training and to really become the best possible athlete and coach, perhaps. So yeah, click this link and I'll see you at the webinar. So basically the easiest way to improve your pulling strength overall is by doing one very simple thing. And that is getting your weighted pull-up from that sorry ass 20 kgs up to 40 kilograms or 50 or maybe 60 kilograms. That's the easiest way to drastically improve your front lever game, your one arm chin up game, your arching active hang, your perfect pull-ups, your weighted chin ups, and so on and so forth. So improving the weighted pull-up from 20 kgs to 40 kgs is the easiest thing you can do. And it has come to my attention that a lot of you still don't know how to do those pull-ups correctly. So let me show you how this is done. So this is the magic trick. This is the trick we're gonna use to pull more weight. Ready? All right, so I'm on the pull-up bar, boom. And from here, what do we do first? The press. So from here, from this position, boom. This is how the pull-up starts. And if we use this movement correctly, if we use a little bit of a stretch reflex here, this can serve us as a great tool to speed up drastically the speed of our pull-up, and we're able to pull more weight eventually. So we need to be efficient. So a lot of people tend to go on the bar and they maybe even stay in a depressed position and then just start pulling up like this from here. Some of them don't even bother to extend the arms fully, but they usually stay here. And some of them will even start in the bottom position. Will be like this, depress, pull up, maybe do a super slow negative, and then again depress, pull up, and so on and so forth. So we know how this goes. So the main thing is you gotta use some of the stretch reflex here. It's the same as in jumping. So if I want to jump 3 meters in length, that was my best shot, 3 meters, not bad. I can't go like this and then just explode, just from a concentric contraction. This is very inefficient. If you want to learn how to do a backflip, how do you do a backflip, Johnny? We start from here, we lean back, we use the stretch reflex, we jump up. Now if we're doing squat, if you're doing a low bar squat during a competition, you need to lift a lot of weight, you're using that stretch reflex in the bottom to help you on your way up, so to be efficient. So that's why in the pull-up, the main thing that we're thinking about in the pull-up is how to get from here, so from engaging the trap, you see my trap engaged right now in the hang, so engaging the trap here, and then boom, engaging the pressure. That's the main thing. So how to get from a passive hang to engage the trap, and then engage the depression and start the pull. Quickly, fast, and also the trajectory of the pull is very important. A lot of people have a very strong back, they tend to pull away from the bar. Not very efficient, good for developing your back strength, not very efficient to pull more weight. And that's what we need. We need to pull more weight. We need to get a weighted pull from 20 to 40 kgs. Very important. So from here, we're gonna engage the trap, be almost a little bit behind the bar. From here, engage the trap, and then engage the depression. Really think of pulling or less down right here, pull a bit away from the bar, and then close the pull-up by pulling close to the bar. So the trajectory will be here and then a little bit away, really engaging your back, retracting here, really focusing on your back, and then pulling the bar close. If you protract here a little bit, that's completely fine, and then come down like this in an efficient way, again engaging the trap and then starting the pull. Whew. That was exhausting just talking about this shit. So here we got the basic pull-up on how it should look like. Johnny, let's do the proper execution first. So engaging the trap in the bottom position, kind of leaning a bit forward. You should see it right here. Let's see. And now pull. And now pull up. Boom. Let's go one more. So engage the trap. You see that engagement right here. Duck. Yes. Yes. Fantastic. Enough. Beautiful. So you saw that beautiful activation of the trap in the bottom position. That's what you want. You want to get from here, the trap being activated. You don't have to like fully try on elevating, but activate the trap a little bit, just thinking of getting behind the bar a little bit, just a little bit, and then engage that depression. Very important to think of that depression in the start of the pull-up. And that's what you should be thinking when doing weighted pull-ups as well. This may seem like very easy stuff when it's body weight. Try putting 40 kgs on your ass, and then you'll see what kind of weird stuff tends to happen if you're not exactly sure on what you need to activate in order to get that pull-up up. And especially with a lot of weight, we tend to like focus on the weight or the arms, and then you're really thinking of, oh, I need to get that top position, that chin over the bar, and you focus on the arms, and what happens? You start here, maybe even in the press position, and you start the pull-up from here. Like, you see the first things that activates is my arms, and this definitely not should be like that. You should really think of that, engaging that depression. So from here, once more, maybe you even have a little bit of a swing, just a gentle swing, and then from here, I like to activate the trap, and then boom. Or just to get that first part of the movement right, you're here, trap, and boom, depression. Boom, boom, trap, boom. Really try to get this part of the movement right, and really make sure your feet are directly below you. You're not in an L-sit position or something like that. You're not going to be very efficient. Try to lean back and really do a good job of activating that trap. Boom, action. Second mistake, pulling away from the bar. Now Johnny does a very good job of staying retracted because we practice a lot of perfect pull-ups, but this is actually a common mistake with people who have very good back strength. So they tend to really rely on their back, and then the mechanics also looks like this. Nothing wrong of this being an accessory exercise for somebody who's not using their back, but you're not very efficient, your arm development is falling behind, and the top position is getting more and more difficult. All right, can you do one proper now? So for them to really see the difference. So right now try to engage your lats and your back on the way up, but then really pull close to the bar for that strong finish. So let's go. Boom. A bit exhausted right now. Let's go, a couple more, you fucking pussy. Engage your core on the way up as well. Boom. Yes, one more. One more. Let's say realize. Boom. A lot of protraction on this one, really relying on the arms. But yeah. Alright, so the first thing is getting that stretch reflex on point and getting that depression on point and really focusing on that. If you get that thing right, fantastic. Then the second thing or the third thing is gonna come up. So the second thing was pulling away from the bar. So for guys who have a really strong back, really strong retraction, they naturally pull in a retracted position. They even tend to finish in a retracted position like that, which is great for their back development, but sometimes they tend to get used to just using their back and the top position is really falling behind. So in that case, you gotta make sure to really focus on like finishing that pull-up and pulling really towards the bar. Very, very important. And focus also on pause pull-ups. So doing some pull-ups with a pause in the top position, that's really gonna strengthen that and you'll be able to pull more weight, as simple as that. And then we got that, what was the third mistake that happens? So you're either gifted for retraction, so you have amazing pulling strength and your pull-up looks like this. In that case, your pulling development is going to be phenomenal. Or you're kind of built like me and you did a lot of pseudo planche push-ups and you feel just fucking awesome right here in that position. That just feels bam, fucking fantastic. But the retraction feels like something that's a bit more tricky. So those of us, the pushing monsters, we tend to rely a bit more on our arms when we pull. So in that case, we got to make sure to still use our back. So very, very important. So in the past, when I would do pull-ups, I would usually go a lot close grip, and then you can see the top position. It just fully protracted, which is also the reason why I have phenomenal freaking forearm development and shit. But a lot of the people doing pull-ups like that will get a tennis elbow. Very easy because just the brachialis is overworked. So you want to be pulling with your back. So for everybody who feels like it's very difficult to retract, focus a bit on the wider grip. This is gonna be This is gonna be your thing, and really stay away from the L-sit pull-ups and duck L-sit pull-ups and protracted pull-ups and shit like that. A lot of people would tend to do the protracted pull-up. You can stay like this, nothing wrong with this one. But this is completely on the arms. It's so inefficient, it's ridiculous. This would be something good for the people who have amazing retraction, so to kind of counterbalance that and work on their arm strength. But for us protraction monsters, really make sure to here focus on the start of the pull-up, engaging that depression and trying to retract as much as you can. Even as you pull close to the bar, try to still stay retracted because you're gonna naturally protract anyway. So really focus just as much as you can on using your back. So a bit wider grip is gonna be quite better for you actually. So from here, pull away and then boom. But try to stay retracted, at least in the first part of the movement. Really make sure to lean on your back like this and not focus just on your arms. So not to do any of the, let's say, the duck L-sit pull-up, which is just very much here. So really focus on pulling with your back. Boom. And the final possible mistake you can make with your pull-ups is, and this one is a rare one, but still happens sometimes, you wouldn't believe. So this one is not getting the momentum right, especially with weighted pull-ups. It can be very tricky to get the momentum right, and if you're working against momentum, you're not very productive. So the easiest way to do this is sadly practice. You know, you gotta do a lot of pull-ups to get good at doing pull-ups. So sets of 5, focus on sets of 5 and doing them efficiently and catching the right momentum. So you go down, you activate the trap, and you right away start your pull-up. And also a good tip on this one would be, don't do the negative super slow. Don't waste your time on doing the negatives super slow, because then in the weighted pull-up game especially, the momentum is gonna work against you, and you're gonna waste so much time in the bottom position and resetting everything to be efficient and using the momentum in your favor. So really make sure that you don't waste time on, I don't know, doing a pull-up. You saw how everything changed a little bit, like once you start that pause. So unless you have a trouble with top position, then you obviously need to pause at the top to improve the top position. But when you're doing your 3 sets of 5 or 5 sets of 5 or 6 sets of 4, really make sure to be efficient as you're pulling and do the negative with control, but not super slow. So this is kind of the ideal tempo I would like you to use in your pull-ups. So from here, maybe I went even too slow on the negative, but you get the idea. You want to be efficient, you want to work with momentum. Learn this shit correctly, your weighted pull-up game is gonna go up, baby. If your sole purpose on this planet is to get your weighted pull-up up to win the national championships, or because that's the most important thing to you, then work on it about 3 times per week. If that's really the important stuff, ditch down all the accessory work and just use one accessory exercise. Either it's for the top position or it's for your retraction. So do some perfect pull-ups to improve your back strength. But about 3 times per week and very low volume. About 3 sets of 5 would be perfect, somewhere there. 5 sets tops per training day. If, however, you have more versatile goals, you want to achieve the front lever, you want to achieve great weighted chin-ups, you want to achieve the one-arm chin-ups, pull-ups, like everything, muscle-ups, and all of the above, in that case, you gotta do obviously a little bit more work because you want some versatile stuff. So make sure to work on the weighted pull-up twice per week, have it as a primary exercise, weighted pull-up, about 3 sets of 5, just that, if nothing more, and then make sure to work a little bit on your chin-up as well. So the accessory work would be the chin-up, because you want the bicep is the primary flexor of the wrist. So if you're only working on your brachialis and brachioradialis, and if you're only doing pull-ups, that is going to be the primary flexor. In that case, make sure to do some work for the bicep, because otherwise you might catch a tennis elbow. Or do pull-ups and focus on pull-ups for 3 months and then switch to the chin-ups, for example. But regarding the chin-ups, very important cue, do them the same as you go with the pull-ups. So I like my chin-ups regarding the grip like I do my boxing, up close and personal. So the grip should be right here. Very important stuff. And I have this Sky M bar. This is going to be in the future for sale. There's some good stuff But this one is about perfect because you can go with that close grip, 45 degrees, so it's primarily the bicep that's working. Still feels very comfortable on the wrist because it's not full supination. And this right here is kind of my favorite grip to develop maximum weight in the weighted chin-up. If I would go for an 80 kg weighted chin-up, that would be my personal priority in life. Then I'll go about it right here, and I will still be the same thing, activating here the trap, depressing, pulling up, but in the chin-up I would always have 1 second pause on top, because the chin-up, the top position is much easier, so holding a 1 second pause there is just solidifying the top position, and it doesn't change the mechanics so much as in the pull-up game. So in the chin-up, kind of from here, boom, 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 exactly like this. Alright, so if you're doing your weighted pull-ups twice per week, make sure to add some chin-ups. So to add about 3 sets of chin-ups, that would be freaking fantastic. You can do them weighted as well, depends on what your goals are, or simply for hypertrophy purposes as well. Make sure to learn the stretch reflex, that's the most important thing, and make sure to be mechanically efficient in the pull-up. So really learn how to go behind the bar a little bit, pull away, engaging your back, retracting, and then pulling close to the bar in the end. Not pausing at the top, but dropping down with a reasonably controlled negative, not super slow. And if you do that correctly, if you just learn this, just improve the movement pattern in your weighted pull-up, you're gonna get fantastic results within the next 12 weeks and just get your weighted pull-up much higher up. So that's about it for today's video, getting back to pull-ups. I also started recently getting back to my weighted pull-ups because I don't know, I kind of got bored with chin-ups, did that for about 2 years. So now getting back to the weighted pull-up game, and let's bring that shit back to 70, 80 kilograms. So I wish you all the best with your training, about 2 or 3 times per week. If you do it 3 times, be very careful with the volume. But yeah, keep on training and make sure to learn the movement pattern correctly. That is very, very important, and always kind of people don't really appreciate the importance of doing everything with such clean form and perfect form. They just want 3 sets of 5 pull-ups. That's, everybody can write you a specific routine. You really need to learn how to execute the movement pattern correctly to get the most out of your training and out of your practice. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for your time. Regarding the webinar, make sure to click the link if you haven't yet and sign up, because if training is your life, then if you want better life, you need to check this out. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the webinar. Thank you for your time, and remember, you're a champion. Boom.